Be mindful of mental health. News from Tower Hamlets Public Health. The council is encouraging residents to be more mindful during Mental Health Awareness Week, as anyone can benefit from being more aware of the present moment. Every year the campaign, led by national charity the Mental Health Foundation, aims to promote positive mental health and well-being and address mental ill health issues. So I'm going to explain a word here. I think it's called campaign. So sometimes it's used, like, for example, governments have a political campaign where they start promoting their ideas about changes they might like to make to appeal to people to vote for them or to appeal for votes. So campaign is like a group of events that they might plan, or some actions that they might plan in order to achieve a certain outcome, and mainly it's used in a political context. So I've seen it used, for example, as a political campaign, to improve the country. Okay. This year's focus is mindfulness, a mind-body training technique that helps people observe the way they think and feel about experiences, whether good or bad. So mindfulness is, I think it's used, so be mindfulness about your actions, be aware of your actions, concentrate around your actions. So someone, I think it's used as well, he was mindful about who he offended, so he was aware, or he was thinking deeply about who he might offend. So this is what the training, I think, is about. Then it says mindfulness can include meditation and yoga, encouraging participants to pay attention to the present moment, to become more aware of thoughts, feelings and body sensations. Sensation, so I think it links in with the word senses, and so they say, for example, how is this word used? Let me see. It's used in lots of different contexts. Sensation. So it's like a sense of feeling something. So body sensations. So a sensation could be feeling calm. There's also, they say, that was sensational, meaning something that is it's a very powerful experience. So if I was to jump out from the balcony, and people might be looking at me from downstairs, and then after the experience, say for example I kept my balance after jumping from the garden, which is unlikely, someone might say, oh, that was sensational, meaning that was great, that was something really good, so I was able to maintain it. So it's like a really positive feeling. He said instead of being overwhelmed by them, this practice has been shown to aid mental well-being. So overwhelmed is like when something takes over you. So he was overwhelmed by stress, so the stress overtook me. I wasn't really able to control it. So that's just a brief explanation. Mindfulness is also recommended as a treatment for people with mental ill health. Mental health issues are more common than you may think, as around a quarter of the population in the UK experiences a problem each year. A recent study published by the medical journal The Lancet found that people with depression who took part in mindfulness group-based therapy were just as likely to go 2 years without a relapse as those taking antidepressants. Okay, so there's some words here I think are quite interesting. So, group-based therapy. So therapy comes from, it's linked to the word, I think, therapeutic. So therapy is like a way of healing. So they say therapy counseling. So sometimes if someone's they might have marriage problems, so they'll go to a therapy counselor who speak to them about the problems and then give them advice on how they could then deal with that. So that's a form of therapy, and you could do it in groups where, so they have it for like alcohol related problems. So a group of alcoholics might gather in like a community center where they'll talk about their problems, and that's called group therapy. Okay, there was another word here that was quite interesting. Yeah, without a relapse. So relapse is like, it says, just as likely to go 2 years without relapse as those taking antidepressants. So relapse is like the ability to avoid going back to doing something bad. So relapse also, so it says here, we're just as likely to go 2 years without a relapse. So if they do the group-based therapy, they can go 2 years without going back to the problems that they were having in the first place. So yeah, relapse is also, how else is it used? He was able to avoid a relapse, I think. Okay, I might need to check this word again. The 2-year trial involved a group of 424 adults, which half tried the pills and half took part in the therapy. Those assigned to mindfulness took part in 2-hour group sessions, including meditation and cognitive behavior exercises, to address underlying mechanisms of relapse, plus home practice and optional follow-up sessions. So there's a few words here. Those assigned, meaning those who were grouped, or those who were kind of assigned. He was assigned the task. So it's like he was given the task. It's like something he has to do, or something he's been ordered to do. So those assigned to mindfulness took part in 2-hour group sessions, including meditation and cognitive behavior. Cognitive is like, I've seen it used a lot, if I can remember correctly. It's like using your main, I think it's main skills, such as based with psychology. So like, I think it's like reading, the ability to read, write, spell. I think there might be cognitive exercises. So there are some examples.